Gayle's gonna see her new present that I got for her for a project we were going to be doing here at the Watches of Wheels YouTube channel. So we're making some headway. But all right, Gayle, I'm ready for you. All right, you ready to see your new gift? Now, I told Gayle I believe that no other man has ever gotten her this before. So you all come over to the workbench, and I'll let you unveil your present. You can unwrap it, take the snap on. You can look at this light's happy to see you, Gayle.
I was thinking the same thing, babe.
It is. Your present is happy to see you. Oh Jesus! Look at that.
My oh my.
What's
Do I
that,
feel
Gayle?
so special?
What's that, Gayle?
Looks like a turbo, Brian.
It is. It's a turbo. You know where we're going to put that on?
I think I do.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do with that. And what's even better is it's a Ford turbo, so you get to have a Ford turbo on your Hyundai.
Well, that's just freaking sweet.
Yeah, that came off of a 2011 EcoBoost F-150 3.5. That's the right side turbocharger. They're actually specific. If you need a left one, you need a left one. You can't. They're not universal. They're made for each bank of the engine. And impressively, I'm not plugging these EcoBoost F-150s, but I don't know how much boost they run. We don't know what the wastegates are set at.
Yeah.
We don't know a lot of things, but I can tell you this, that it's got a good turbo. It's got a good, we know this truck ran, it ate a timing chain and ruined the engine, so we just got another one for it, because putting chains on them is a heartache. But look down in there.
Yeah, I know, I did. I looked at it.
It's got nice propellers, Gayle. What do you think of that?
I see that.
They're nice.
And there's that FOMO-CO.
There's the FOMO-CO, yep. Right there. So now I took the whole manifold because I don't know. I'm going to need the flange to put it on your manifold. Somehow we have to adapt this thing to the Hyundai manifold or come up with something creative because it's free.
Right.
It has the tube for the drain.
Right.
It's got the oil feed tube, which I made sure I brought. I just took everything because I wanted to have
what all we're going to need.
It has liquid cooling, so we have all of the connections to connect it to the car. You just have to adapt and make these things go to the places they need to go. I got some original tubing from the Ford for the other side. So we've got some elbows and some plastic tube because this thing doesn't run. It's got all kinds of sensors and it's got a boost sensor. It's got a thing on the wastegate, which I did not know this. There's another hole here. See this little hole right here?
I do see that.
And when the guy was telling me at work, he's an EcoBoost kind of connoisseur.
Okay.
He said that this way this controls, if it overboosts in some way, there's nothing to pull anything out of the engine. They overboost the extra pressure back out to feed it, so it doesn't have. So they use this kind of like a blow-off valve. You hear it going whoosh, like when you drive an EcoBoost 150. If you roll into the throttle a little bit, you can hear the sound of the pressure being released off.
Yeah.
So he says now they didn't do that from like 13 all the way up or 14. Ford changed the turbocharger. They don't use this anymore.
Okay.
We have an older one, so we're going to either have to cap this or we'll just vent it just like Ford did, but it won't have the control for that. We have to control the wastegate, which is this.
Right.
Now what's going to be fun is I don't know how much boost they run. We're guesstimating 15 psi, which is a hell of a lot of boost. More than your Hyundai is going to need without blowing the head off it. So we want to get a vacuum gauge or pressure gauge on this wastegate, and we'll be able to pressurize it up. I have something on the compressor we can actually use, and we'll see what pressure it's set at, because we have to crank this thing down, so we want it to run 5 or 7, but it's such a small engine and it's a small turbo. This thing should be super responsive. It should be super responsive, and it's a healthy turbo. I know that because I know where it came from, so it's really just going to be the time to fabricate everything to make it work. We don't need a whole lot. We don't really need any engine management control, which is cool. So if you guys want to see this Hyundai get turbocharged, I'm hoping to be able to make some time to make it happen. So at least now I got the turbo. So we're going to try to do this on a budget.
Right.
So this is going to be a total budget build, but in the end, I'm hoping that we think that if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, which I believe it will, it's going to make around 200 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot, but
in a little Hyundai.
In a Hyundai that weighs like nothing, so it's going to be quite fast. Quite fast. It's the fastest launcher around this town.
Well, you know me, I like to get there.
Yeah, well, think about it. Your Mini Turbo S was 160 horsepower.
Yeah.
And
that was
the
fast.
Hyundai, and they booked too.
Was fast.
Now I want you to imagine you're gonna have 200 horsepower.
Yeah.
So Gayle getting a little extra swoop she wants, and hopefully the Hyundai will keep its head on. We're gonna, it's all really kind of an experiment.
It is.
I know for a fact that that the engine will handle 5 to 7 pounds, no problem. Right. So that's really where we want to go. We don't need to, you don't need to win any races, and
no.
We want to try to keep the engine together as long as we can, because there's like 160-some thousand on it, and it wasn't taken super great care of. So, we might have to have another engine on standby. Hope not, but we'll play it smart.
We'll see what happens.
So, all right, well, time for us to go. We're going to see you again soon.
You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Bye.